What is up, guys? These here, back with another video. So in this video, I'm teaching you how to make like fancy initial font and stuff. So I'm just gonna generate 2 letters for the initials on this random wheel generator. So first letter, an X. No one's name starts with an X, so I'm just gonna re-roll that. Real quick, something actually believable, because no one's name starts with an X or 2. I probably should have really done. So A is the first letter. So what I normally just like doing is just blocking out the first letters. So A, and then the last name will be A O. Okay, I can work with that. Now the point of this is to try to make it look like fancy. And kind of like a logo, kind of, but having like your initials. What I generally like doing is just starting by blocking out just like a general shape of how I'm gonna do this, and then I'm just gonna get some, a rectangle and just block it out. Thinking the A can go, kind of far down. I'm just going to duplicate this, rotate it, stick that on the other side. And, yep. And have the same, just to make sure it's the same line thickness. And I'm just going to make sure it has 0 rotation. And then I'm going to rotate this by 90 degrees. And then just scale it way down to a size that I can use. Since this O is like circular, I'm just going to use a different shape for that. And then just, if you're using circular things, you can just put it kind of next to it, just to try to get about the same thickness. And once you have that, you can kind of just delete the other things you did, and I'm, gonna. Okay, now this is all gonna be black eventually, so let's already make it black. For the top, it kind of looks a bit messed up. If there's ever 2 corners that are like going against each other, the shape I like to use just solve that is just a rhombus, and just trying to edit it to make sure you can't really see any transition between the 2 shapes. Yeah. Another fancy thing we can add on initials is like a triangle. Real quick, I'm just going to see the rotation of that. There's the angle. Put the angle here, and then you can kind of just edit it. Also going to make this just a bit larger, put it about in the middle, and then just shrink it down. Gonna zoom in just to make sure I line this up correctly. Make it a bit bigger. This can help make it look a bit more fancy. I'm gonna actually move it up because I don't like how far back it goes. And I'm just gonna copy this whole thing and group it. And this will just replace the other side just to make sure it's the same looking thing. And since we have more time, I will go over I'll do another example. This is one way of having like on top of each other's and stuff. The next letter, or the first name, is gonna be a D. Okay, I can work with that. And second letter is going to be a I. Okay. D-I. And some letters have like a fancier form or version. Like, you know, some eyes can have the little pendants on top. You know, the fancier versions of the letters, which I'm end up just doing that. Because that can make the letters just look a bit more fancy and special looking. If you're trying to have, like, inspiration for how to merge the letters together, I guess, it's just to, you know, put a fancy looking font on just to see other options. And you know, I'm gonna do this fancy, because this is supposed to be fancy and neat looking. D is too complicated. So now I'll just kind of bulk out the different shapes. So to do certain letters like D's and R's that kind of have like certain curved areas, just gonna make this a bit bigger. Is just put it on at the start of like the last straight area, and then get another shape that is curved to do it. So like this shape, and then again you want to just try to make it the same thickness so it all matches. The shape can be kind of annoying to see where it needs to go. Once it's about matching, just shrink it down to get about the same border thickness. I'm going to delete this D. So I'm thinking of doing this letter by kind of having the I start right there, and then I'm gonna scale it out a bit and recenter it here and kind of put it at like kind of a little overlap, like so, just so you can see a bit of the overlap. Actually, I don't really like this. I'll go more up. Can't really tell that's an I. This is one of the hard parts, is trying to find a cool looking way of merging the letters together that you can still identify the letters separately if they're the same color. You can make them different colors, but in, you know, medieval, the, you know, intricate ones, normally you could just write it in black and white. So just try to find a good enough. And then I'll use the same thing I use for this one, having like that little rectangular shape. Can be helpful since these are a bit thicker. And make that by making that a bit thicker. It looks weird now because it's the only one that's thick, but it'll, you know, look more normal. And you gotta think kind of like where the ends of strokes would be and stuff. And then I'll pop that up a bit and place it at the end right there. And I'll just shift this down a bit. Nope. Maybe that's why. Just shift all of this down by it. And I can do kind of the same little trick I did over there. And just pop that down. Actually, for the bottom, it doesn't really need it there. But this one, I can use it. And I don't really like how stretched out this looks, so just gonna quickly scale it inwards a bit. I kind of like that, and I do like this look, so I'm gonna rotate that vertically, plop it at the end right here, give this a bit of extra. Just put that right there. And then I will re-widen this now that I know where it's gonna go. And there you go, there's, you know, 2 initials. Well, bye guys, this has been Z-Slides. Z-Slides out.